Okay, UFC 5, welcome back. This is the second day playing this. Yeah, so far, okay game, I suppose I can call it. It's okay at best. I'm definitely not going to start jumping for joy and giving this game credit where it is not due. This is a quick intro to basically summarize my first impressions of having played this now for over 24 hours. And some of this music is going to give me copyright strikes, and I don't really give a shit. I don't have enough subs to care and sell myself short, so it's going to be how it's going to be. But at the moment we're playing an EA bonus, so I hope no one gives a shit. Problem is though, it gets banned in like every single country as well. It's not just the copyright issues. So, fight contracts. It's arguably one of the main things. It's the top thing on the menu. My issue with these fight contracts is there's only one fight contract given every day. For anyone who's going to sit down and want to play this game, say you're sitting down, you want to play a game for an hour or two, one fight contract is about 4 or 5 too few. There should be at least 4 or 5 every day. Now, we've done alright on some of these. We've even had a win on Legendary difficulty, but we just can't beat Adesanya using Rob on Legendary. Still a lot better than getting our ass kicked by Gaethje in the backyard on normal difficulty in the last video I uploaded. So we've improved quite a bit just in the last day. Now the last thing I'll say in this intro is career mode, okay? I think, me included, a lot of people will come into this game and career mode will be the number one mode that they're buying it for. It's shit. It's just recycled from UFC 4. It's entirely the same. They even recycled Coach Davis and the shit he says. Some of his punchlines feel entirely recycled, entirely the same. I don't even know if he actually recorded new lines for this. So you go into career mode and nothing in career mode has changed at all. You'll see later on, you can fast forward, I'll leave a timestamp to where I start showing you more of career mode and getting into it, but there's nothing new, nothing revolutionary. I remember there was a career mode option in some of the older games where you can reply with like a taunt to form a positive relationship or negative. There was a bit of choice, a bit of immersion, right? There's nothing here. There is absolutely nothing here. All you do is spar or invite a fighter. Or watch tape. Who the fuck actually watches tape? Tell me if you're one of those people that watch tape. I never watch tape, never will. Sometimes I just have to spend the weekly allowance points to actually do something because we're at the point where we're overtrained and we can't do any more sparring. Sparring partners get folded like deck chairs just as easily as you'll see in this video as they did in previous titles. And sometimes you have no choice other than to fold them like a deck chair. But that's it. What you see is what you get. Hype, that same hype bullshit, post on social media and then a little sound effect comes up which is entirely the same. Also recycled the little sound bites from UFC 4. Nothing is different. The only real difference is now sparring doesn't improve your fitness as much. I think it's harder to overtrain and a little harder to reach peak physical performance. But as you'll see, it's the same. So if you're going to go out and pay $130 Australian to buy the deluxe of this game, and you're thinking, oh, career mode, you're looking forward to that the most, don't do it. It's the same as fucking UFC 4 so far. So now we're doing alright on normal. We'll just jump into, let's just go a middleweight fight. So the rosters, I've also touched on this in the last video I made. Some of these fighters, I question what they're even what they're doing here. So I jumped to light heavyweight to raise the question with some examples. I'm kind of glad they don't have. I thought that was Rich Franklin for a second, but look at how they're playing on the nostalgia by having Chuck Liddell in here. That's just the featured fighters. Now, here's my question. Why is someone like Rampage even in here? Now, I'm not throwing shade on his career. I'm not throwing shade on his ability or the fact that he was a UFC champ, but why is he here? In all seriousness. Is it because he's a Hall of Famer? Well, I don't think most people know that. I'm not even sure I know that. I'm just assuming. But what I remember most about Rampage's career is not, even for most people now, let's be real. If anyone's listening to this, you don't even really remember him for being a champ. You know he was a champ, but you don't really remember him for being a champ. Most people remember him for his showmanship in The Ultimate Fighter 10, especially how he fucked up that door. But why is he in this game? I would appreciate if someone answered that. And my answer, my theory is it's for the nostalgia. The game is throwing in some of these expired fighters. I know Junior Dos Santos is in heavyweight, and I haven't seen that man fight. I think he was the champ like 12 years ago. 12 or 13 years ago. JDS was a champ. Maybe even more, right? And he hasn't been fighting in the UFC for quite a while. Rampage too, he hasn't been fighting for quite a while. So, I think to a lot of people, especially if they've just got into the UFC in the last 5 years, I'm not even sure they're going to know entirely who that is. And what I'm saying is the target audience, someone like Dan Henderson, the target audience is definitely. Now, I can understand why Forrest Griffin is in here, okay? The Ultimate Fighter 1, fair enough. But then you really should have Stephan Bonner in here too, which I think he didn't quite make that cut. I mean, it's a two-man show. Yeah, that Ultimate Fighter finale. But I also think that if you're ranked in the top 15, you deserve to be in this game. Whether you're popular, whether you're not, it doesn't matter how many fans you have. You should have fucking priority over Dana White being in this game, in this roster. Now, I see a lot of these faces, for someone who hasn't watched UFC, haven't bought a pay-per-view in years. And all these faces are familiar to me. Just about all of them. I don't know who that is. And beyond that, I recognize everyone. I'm not sure I recognize... Yeah, Hill. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his first name. It's fucking Jamahal. Sure. Machida, is he still active? I'm not sure he is. I don't recognize this guy or this guy. I recognize Reyes. Yeah, it just feels really flat, this division, I tell ya. Like Vitor Belfort, man, he has been around, if we're talking real life UFC. Oh my god. Didn't he debut in like UFC 10 or something like that? Maybe it was something around UFC 20, but he still debuted in those first early damn days, man, with boxing shoes. Still remember that debut. Why is he in this game? Like, again, the nostalgia, man. And they put the TRT version of him in. Or maybe not. I know UFC 3 definitely had the Cobra back lat spread TRT version of him. Anyway, that's enough. Let's just dive into this. Sure. So let's get another fight happening. So, besides the nuances, I think the fighting is pretty good. That's obviously the main thing you want being spot on. I'm not a huge fan of the uppercuts. I think I preferred them how they might have been in UFC 4, where it was just square and X to throw a lead hand uppercut or a left hand uppercut.
Greatest part of this job for you and me is seeing a non-champion break through and strike UFC gold for the first time.
Yeah, it's the best. Because you watch these athletes over the course of the fight week try to wrap their mind around how big of a chance they have. And then when you get to Saturday night, you can see it They're just thinking about what life.
I think as long as EA continue to make the UFC games, we can get all the way up to fucking UFC 9. And I'm convinced that we're not really going to see many changes implemented. Because the details, man, I'm looking at the details. Not just the fighting system. I want to see, in a new game, for a AAA price, I want to get a new game feeling. I don't want to be hit with things that feel recycled. I'm sure you don't either. But right now, I'm looking and seeing a lot of things that feel recycled. Even the camera cuts, the camera angles, the panning. What's missing? What's missing now is this, like, Cutman, not corner, but, you know, the mat they stand on where they get... I think that was even prevalent in UFC 4, right? Like, they got their eyes closed and their hands out by their sides. They're getting, like, patted down, Vaseline put on them. I think that was in UFC 4. Here, they just fucking cut it out, man. It's not even here anymore. Rather than recycling, they just ditched it all together.
Now for the official introductions, here's Bruce Buffer.
Purple suit. Yep, no problem. Purple three-piece suit. I bet they didn't even give him new outfits.
With 10 career wins by knockout to his credit, here is the Mauler Alexander Gustafsson. As talented a striker as we have in this light heavyweight division, he's finished 8 fights in the first round, so a very dangerous guy in the early going. We'll see how he starts this one time.
Yeah, you could say my fighting style is one-dimensional, just boxing, hooks, uppercuts.
Oh! Massive kick to the body, lands flush.
Oh, big elbow.
Another blistering combination there, really starting to do a nice job stringing the shots together.
And you can see the damage in his opponent's body, his face, his body, his legs. He's beating him up on all the targets. It's not one guy just headhunting. He is finding every opening that he presented to him. Nice shot there by the champ.
Why has he got his hands down? He just quit.
All 25 total strikes.
Oh, we came back up and went into it.
And his opponent seems to be on his way out of the fight. He ate that kick. He took that whole kick, yep.
Nice three-piece and a soda.
Oh, big left.
He's hurting him bad, man. That right hook is nasty.
All right, so an opportunity goes by the boards. He had him stunned, nearly finished, and now his opponent has won.
His opponent recovered. Now he's got to reveal everything that he's going to bring at him. He should have got the fight finished at that time.
Well, watch for him to set up that hook again here.
Come on.
Just misses with the straight right. Oh! Oh, he's got him hurting here. Big left hand. Oh, knee strike right to the body. Oh, huge left. Oh! He could be in trouble.
He's in trouble. He's hurt bad.
Nice.
Both are tough. Both do it. Both unwilling to take a step back. What a phenomenal fight. He loaded up there.
Nice.
Kick.
Oh, a big left hand.
Oh, that right hand barely missed there. I mean, you land one, I land one. What a start. What a great job getting that kick to the target.
30 seconds now to go in the opening round. Nice kick to the midsection. Well, champ, I don't see that well, but it's hard to miss the redness underneath that elbow. A lot of bodily investment from his opponent tonight.
Yeah, it's an investment, John.
So there's the horn signaling the
Wow.
end of the round. Thankfully for him,
That was an unnatural way to get rocked. That's what I mean. When they go limp, they don't go humanly limp. it looks
coming in. Big knockdown for him in the previous round. DC
like they lose all the fucking bones in their body when they go limp. Wait till we see a knockout in this fight. You'll see what I mean. And compare it to anything you see in real life.
All right, round 2. All right, so here we go. The crowd on its feet as this next round gets underway. You saw in the previous round, both fighters got rocked. I don't think the scorecards are going to be needed for this one.
No, the scorecard will not be needed. If we continue to fight as we did in the previous round, somebody has to see.
Yeah, well, he's staying in the perfect range for that.
Oh, he lands another strike to the body, really starting to connect on a lot of shots to the midsection, and these will take their toll as this fight goes into the latter rounds. Well, you know this is the hurt business, and both guys are compromised at this stage of the fight.
Yeah.
There, somehow, his opponent stayed upright.
I mean, he's still on his feet, but he's not up by much.
All right.
Oh, that's a big right hand from Dominic Reyes. Gets back to his feet. Oh, he lands a massive kick here.
Good night. All right. Well,
Do it.
I think I made my point about we've improved a little since yesterday, how we were getting our asses handed to us on the normal difficulty. Finding my footing a little more. Here we go. Here's going to be the weird sound now. Okay, so he didn't go limp too bad, actually. Counters my point. He didn't go limp too bad. That was an okay one. That sound effect is weird, though. It just sounds really wet and crunchy, like you just got mangled in a jigsaw trap. Okay, so lastly, we'll dive into career mode, which is probably my biggest pet peeve, my disappointment in this entire game. That feels entirely friggin' recycled. So we'll jump in. Liam Baker, lightweight. He's a heavy lightweight, 70 kgs. I made him a little short. For anyone who might be familiar with the name, might not be, it's a professional AFL footballer, hopefully the next captain of Richmond Football Club. And no, that is not exactly how he would look like in real life. That's a bit of a touch from myself. I couldn't be bothered sitting there dressing him up. I'm not into this whole Tamagotchi shit. I played around with his face for about 5-10 minutes, and then the tattoos is the first thing that shot to mind. I wanted to put a crown on, Christ is, and then a crown, but wasn't an available option. Anyway, the tattoos, mind you, speaking of nuances and shit being recycled and generic, the tattoos, the templates, are all the same templates from UFC 4, just fucking recycled over. That's disappointing, is it not? Like, you want to see something a little more, right? It's a new game. I understand it's a new game, it's maybe $60, like EA WRC is about to come out. I'm looking forward to that. Sim racing is something I've been pretty big on ever since the start of this year, really. But not getting off topic, this game, man, is like $100. Yeah, it's $100. Maybe you bought it for a little less, but point is, it's AAA price, and so much of this is just recycled. Fighter Evolution, nothing about it is new. Perhaps one thing that comes to mind about it being new is if you got something that's on under 2 stars, right? So we see clinch grapple is 1.5 stars. Until I make everything in grappling 2 stars, I can't upgrade my submission defense. So my submission defense, it says right there, to upgrade attributes of 4 stars, every grappling attribute must be 2 stars. So I recall that being non-existent. That's something new for this game. But these moves to achieve a higher level is just basically a matter of doing them, which I suppose is fair enough. You know, Bruce Lee style. A man that's practiced one kick 10,000 times is more dangerous than a man who's practiced 10,000 different kicks. I'm sure the quote is more eloquent the way he said it, but you get my gist. So nothing here is new. It's the whole low hype, how much fitness you have at the moment, how much money you're going to get, how many weeks do you have to train. No problem. Cool, that's the fight we got coming up. And in training camp, it's the same shit. The same shit. It's just boring. This is all you do in career mode. You spar, you invite a fighter, which you can't even do because we don't have enough cash. And we've been playing career mode now for a couple of hours. We've just had enough cash to invite a fighter once. Mind you, though, you can only invite like 2 of them. The rest, it says you have to get to the UFC, you have to be ranked, you have to be a UFC champ before anyone, just anyone's going to be interested in communicating with you. You got this hype mechanic, which is, again, much more of the same. It's completely recycled. Promotion, sponsorships, connections. I'm not even going to go into depth with this because you know this shit. Post to social media and then you see a little bubble. Even the sound effect is the damn same. Wow, way to make people feel like they're playing a new game though, right? A new career. For a lot of people, this is the primary thing. Beyond it being like a couch co-op party game, right? Where you just verse your friends. I think a lot of people don't even play this online. They're not hyped for anything much more than the career. And then all you do in career is the same old sparring, Muay Thai wrestling, BJJ, or the heavy bag to avoid injuries. Boom. And it's the same shit. The sparring partner character models, I bet you now they're not going to change once in the entirety of the career. You're just going to spar the same looking guy who's pretty much got a similar name to us as well. And that's it. I just follow these instructions to get my points.
That's how champions train.
Damage to the body, no worries.
You're listening perfectly.
Now
Nice
uppercuts,
work.
no worries. And you gotta make sure you don't knock them out. You knock them out, that's the end of sparring. See, some of these have to land.
Your next
See, if I miss that
opponent is
uppercut
gonna be
through,
no
now
match
look at
for
this.
you.
Land 5 overhands.
Nice
The
punch.
question is, can he
Nice
can he
punch.
even take 5
That
overhands?
one.
There's no way to just gently land them. I gotta land one more, but I don't know if he can take it. I'm gonna try and let his head recover. Now I have to fucking take an overhand.
Great boxing.
Great, yeah, great.
job.
Awesome. I knew it. Even if I let his health recover, he couldn't fucking take 5 of them. That's shit, man. This is crap. And you know, the messed up thing is there's no way to go around that, right? It's not even throw. I have to make them land. I have to knock the dude out. I gave him as much time as I could to recover. I took a minor cut for him. Yeah, they love cuts in this game, I tell you though. This makes me point out another thing that is new about this game. They love a good cut. They're really emphasizing cuts in this game. I think they want more doctor stoppages than ever before in this game. It's not even like an injury that you'd take time out of your week for, right? And look at this treatment that costs me apparently like 3,000 credits, right? Applying pressure. And that is going to cost money. Petroleum jelly. Bandages. Cost 7,000 credits. Now, How many credits were we offered if we win this fight in the WFA? I think it was 7,000. Wow. So bandages cost us much. We get paid in bandages in this career mode. So what's the benefit of me? The cut makes us lose 25% of our week, pretty much. And we'll get 15% of our week back if we spend 7 grand on bandages. That's fine. We're just going to lose time from our week and we're going to let the injuries heal. No problem. What do we got left? 20% in the week? Well, we'll just simulate it. So, that's it. That's your career. I've shown you everything in your career now. What, I gotta rest it into next week too? What the fuck? Did I just mess that up? So I gotta rest it into next week as well. Okay, whatever. Well, we didn't spend any money. Sure. What else can we do? Oh, we can go back to sparring. And of course, if you knock them out, they're done. They're injured. And that's it. Whatever your week preparation that you chose, 3 weeks, 5, perhaps 6 weeks in the future, you get longer prep. That's all you do. Oh, I got to evade strikes here, right? How was that not an evade?
Remember, repetition is key, and it always pays off. So let's go. Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I gotta chop him down.
That must hurt.
Yeah, must hurt. It's quite essential too.
Listen, you fight like that, you're gonna dominate. Guaranteed.
Come on.
Perfect block.
At least this one, he gets to dish it out on me a little more. Come on, motherfucker.
Man, your next opponent is gonna be no match for you.
Come on.
Now that's the
And that's
aggression
it.
I want to see in your
Just
next
open sparring. Yeah, sure.
Great job.
Clinch strikes. Well, I'll look at what's going to have the evolution, and if it's clinch strikes, I'll just try and clinch and beat the shit out of him to try and get the evolution up. He's going to get dropped. Another 1 or 2 strikes. Now, the main thing about sparring is pretty much to get to open sparring, and I think just beat the shit up out of your sparring partner, not knock him out so you can use him again, and not get injured.
Yes, that's how we drill.
That's how we drill. That's how we do sparring.
Work.
The main thing is to not get an injury, so you don't have to take percentages out of your week, and to try and get as much move evolution as you can happening, to then use those evolution points to upgrade your fighter. And that is quite literally it. I'm not going to do this for another 3 weeks before we go into a fight. This is pointless. Pointless, and you're just going to see the same shit over and over. There is nothing we can do in hype besides post on social media. I think there's a mechanic in this now where if you get your hype to high or very high and you lose, apparently the bigger the hype, the harder the fall. I'm not even too sure what that means, because say it means you lose fans. What exactly does that mechanic even do? Those fans say, 5,600 in the corner. What does it really mean if it says, say, I got 1 million fans? I guess instantly I think it means more pay-per-view buys if you got more fans. And more pay-per-view buys means a bigger payout at the end of an event. But again, like right now, they're making money out like, barely got any money. You're too poor to invite anyone. I think like 5 fights into your UFC career, at least, 5 fights, maybe 6 or 7, it becomes irrelevant. And I was going to say whatever. You know what I mean. Inanimate object, where you can just spend whatever amounts you want and you don't even have to look at how much you've got, how much you're spending. You invite whoever you want, do the best recovery methods. Even if it's a minor cut, you'll go to a cryotherapy for 100,000 credits. But nothing in this career mode is decked out. Nothing's new. I think your fitness goes up quite a bit slower. So now we struggle to peak, even if we do sparring session in, session out. Now we're struggling to reach peak. I don't know if it's going to change when we get deeper into career, but if we keep sparring, it's going to struggle to peak. We probably shouldn't have posted on social media because now we couldn't do an extra sparring session. But, whatever. Partner, he stays injured week in, week out. Level 2 starts costing more weekly points as opposed to 40. It's 45 now. Again, nothing that's new. Throw knees, land more elbows, whatever. And the fighter evolution, you've already seen that, guys. So I think we lost some punch power, right, from getting that cut. Interesting. And cut resistance went down too, so we're repairing ourselves, so to speak. Yeah, that's really it, man. That's really it. Career is a rather dull affair. I'm going to call it there, but my final thoughts are that is probably the most disappointing factor of UFC. That career mode really got no love put into it. Whole Coach Davis thing. I wonder how many of his lines are just recycled. They say Valentina Shevchenko's in this. Yeah, she has been so far for about 40 seconds. That's really it. Like awkward conversation exchanges. I'll play the career mode all the way to the end, see it through, but right now, nothing new, nothing exciting in this game. So the fight contracts is a good bit of fun away from the career mode, but even they don't seem to update too often. I did these over 24 hours ago, and there's one new contract I think appeared, which was the Makhachev versus Oliveira one. So we're going to get like one of these new ones a day. Like, that's not particularly maybe 2. Okay, yeah, I can see, because then that one expires in 18 hours. Yeah, it looks like you're going to get one a day, right? Bro, I mean, come on. You want a little more. Anyone who's remotely going to play this game frequently, they're going to sit down and, like I did, like 5-6 of those contracts in an afternoon. I guess we'll see. Guess we'll see with the updates. Career mode is not going to get love in those updates. So my final thoughts, if you are buying this for career, that's your primary concern. Sort of hate to tell you that career is going to be the same thing. It's going to be the same thing as UFC 4. So far, I haven't seen anything new. The cutscenes, the new cutscenes that you see, like I said, with Valentina, who's barely really been in this. The whole story is just a little lame. It starts off you backyard brawling. You do like one backyard fight. You literally do one backyard fight, right? You go viral from that backyard fight and start doing amateur fights. And I think you do about 3 or 4 of those. and then you do a Dana White Contender Series fight, and then you get signed with the WFA. That's it. It's really no different than... Wasn't UFC 4 the start of career mode the exact same shit? Backyard brawling? Well and good, man, but when you charge $130 for the deluxe edition of this game, and you're recycling well over half of it, guess we're the suckers, right? So if you expect something new, don't buy this for full price. If you're happy with more of the same, which I'm okay with more of the same, because it's been years since I've done career mode in UFC 4. Sure, as long as you get your money's worth with hours played. That's all from me, guys. Peace.